Welcome back to Man on a Beach. I'm here on Vatersay with Robert. Robert, what does the beach mean to you?
Well, I think this beach kind of tugs at the heartstrings, really. I try to come here at least once or twice a year. In a lot of ways it kind of encapsulates the kind of history of, the Western Isles and the Highlands of Scotland, and other areas of Britain where people were forced off the land, or either through economics or through brutal military force in terms of clearances, etc. Because in this beach here, just over 150 years ago, there was one of the biggest tragedies that very few people even in Scotland know about. A sailing ship carrying poor immigrants from Scotland, England, Ireland and Wales came to ground here, crashed in the reefs in a September storm around about 1853 or so. Over 350 people, men, women and children, were killed here. And it amazes me that there's not been a big documentary film made about this, because if it happened today, it'd been in the newspapers for years and years and years. And it's just the very fact that these people who were almost certainly leaving with hope in their hearts and having suffered really severely for poverty basically and for oppression, came to a gruesome end here. Because it wasn't just a case that the bodies, and a lot of them were children, were washed on the shore here. They were actually dismembered because of the nature of the wreck. And I think it really tugs at the heartstrings that something like that could happen in such a beautiful place. And although it's really wild and very dramatic here today, in the summertime, clearly you get the odd day when it's really nice and calm. You'll see cattle here on the beach. The first time I came to this beach, I couldn't believe it. The tide was out. There must have been about 50 head of cattle lying on the beach, which I'd never seen before. So I think this is a really important beach from a historical point of view. Vatersay at that time was in private hands, of course. Absentee landlord. There was only one tenant farmer on the thing, and I think a lot of the people who worked the farm know that the big number were incomers to the island, and I don't think they covered themselves in glory in the way they dealt with the dead. There's stories about them stripping rings off fingers and things like that. So I think it's deep in the heart of the people of Vatersay here, the people here now, and also the hearts of the people of Barra. They had an open air Catholic Mass here on the 150th anniversary. I wasn't there, but my wife and my mother-in-law was here. In a lot of ways it'd be better if somebody from Vatersay here was actually speaking to you, because I'm originally from the industrial heartland of Scotland. We would cry at Cambuslang in South Lanarkshire, 5 mile basically from Glasgow city centre. So it'd be better, I think, if you had some local person here, but just the way things have worked out, it's me.
You were telling me about the Vatersay Raiders as well.
Yes. Again, over 100 years ago, there was a private absentee landlord called Lady Cathcart, and there was only one tenant farmer on this island. There was overcrowding in Barra because a lot of people who had moved voluntarily from Mingulay, which is an island to the south here at Barra, in 1912, were staying with their relatives and overcrowded and poverty conditions basically, I suppose, although they always had something to eat in Barra, I think because of the sea and the fishing and the shellfish, etc. But they decided to take matters into their own hands, and they went through this big gesture, a raid on Barra, a land raid on Vatersay from Barra, and it made the news. But 12 of them or so were arrested and tried at the High Court in Edinburgh. There was a massive public campaign, a lot of sympathy for these people, and really I think that campaign and the pure nobility of the people who were involved in that forced the government of the day to force Lady Cathcart to croft the land. So it's a wonderful, wonderful story about people taking things into their own hand, again in desperation, and forcing change. And I think that's really an important, if you like, political lesson, because unless change comes from the grassroots, it's going to be imposed, and it's likely to be to the detriment of ordinary people.
Thank you very much, Robert. All the best. Bye now.
Thank you.